Alright, so today I'm going to set up some of the stringers. We're going to make the peanut butter, which is thickened resin. We're going to set in the back portion of the inner stringers. I just don't have everything cut today, and just the way things have been working out, this is how I plan to go about it. I don't know what all I'll get done in this video, but for starters, I'm going to replace this worm. And before I get to work, I'm going to do a little bit of play. Turtle? Alright, time to get to work. Glad to see y'all back here again today for episode 2 of the Seox restoration project. Today I'm going to be doing setting of the rear inner strings. I don't have all of them cut out just yet, and in the front I'm actually going to have to make a bulkhead and whatnot, but I wanted to hurry up and get it set at the rear at least, just to kind of see what to expect. Alright, so this is kind of how it sits. You see right here, this is going to be the bilge. I cut out a hole in this bulkhead for the 2-inch piece of PVC that is going to be connected to a fish box up in the bow. And obviously these are the stringers that we have cut out. I don't know if you can see this, but I actually cut out a little gap. This was part of the original design. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. I just followed it. Where there's a little gap right here, and this is for any water to drain through. So if there's any condensation or any water that gets on the outside of these or even the outer stringers, it'll have a place to go. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I actually have these backwards. Let me fix that. The reason why it's such a big deal that we have the starboard on the starboard and the port on the port is that these, from the deck to the hull, is not the same level for where the previous stringers were on either side. I'm going to try to keep it close to where they were previously. It's not perfect right now by any means, but yeah, there's at least a quarter inch difference from this side to this side, and then there's also a difference from this stringer side to this stringer, and that means I'm going to have to make separate measurements for the rest of the inner stringers. So that's what I'm going to do right here. Alright, something I want to show you real quick. You can see where the old stringers were, and there was a red line here. It's kind of been washed off a little bit, but you can kind of see it right here. So you can kind of see it right here. It would follow all the way back to where the stringer is, pretty high up. Instead, I dropped it down, and I'm going to hold this black line right here and go all the way up. And I think we should be fine. It'll come right under this this D-ring here. According to the measurements, it should still have a decline from the bow to the stern. So if we're just sitting in the water, any water comes up in, or any rain, whatever it may be, we're just sitting there, it'll still head towards the stern and go out the scuppers. Otherwise, if we have it too low in the bow, when it's sitting in the water, all the water would go to the front, and that wouldn't be too good. So let's hope the measurements are proper on this. And today we're going to bed the stringers. So I have screwed together this bulkhead here to these two back stringers right here. This will serve as our bilge, and I use galvanized screws. And if anyone wants to say anything about that, if for some reason galvanized screws get ruined within your stringers, you have a little bit of a bigger problem to worry about. So I'm not too worried about any screws being in my stringers. So that's why I decided to do that, because I couldn't get it to stand up properly. I just want to mix up the peanut butter and get these boards that you see in the boat right now set in the boat. Alright, so this is how I'm going to do the peanut butter. I got polyester resin and hardener to harden it up. I have 1/4-inch chop strand to strengthen it up. I got Cabasil to thicken it up. I have mix and measure buckets of all different sizes. And then I have popsicle sticks to mix it up. And then I have this Ziploc bag. It's not the perfect Ziploc bag, but I may use this to pour my peanut butter in there, so I can kind of do like a like piping, like they do on cakes and icing and stuff. Or I just may scoop it with the popsicle sticks. I'll see how they work. Oh, and I also have this. That way, I don't breathe any of this crap in, especially the Cabasil, because this thing is, I mean, this thing is full, but it's incredibly light. That'll go all up in the air. I'd rather not breathe that in. I know there's a science to this, but I don't know that science, so this will be interesting.
crap ton more, because I'll just add more of the Alright, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I want right there. Looks like I have enough chop sharing in there. Alright, if I put 750 milliliters in there, because that's about where the resin was, 1% of that is 7.5 milliliters. Oh, makes sense to me. And I think I'm just going to scoop it in instead of use that thing. There we go. Alright. I don't know how long I have, to be honest with you. So right after I do this, I'm going to go set it. I don't think I need to rush too ahead. That would be a good design. Should be all good. So after the hardener, this is the consistency. Whether it's good or not, I don't know, but that's kind of what I was aiming for. Let's do this thing. Alright. Now we can do it. I felt that one. Woohoo! Okay.
All right, looks like we got it done. All right, that first step is all done. I wanted to show you what it looked like to just bed those stringers. I'm about to do just the same exact thing for this. I think tonight, I'm just not sure how I'm going to get it to balance like those because that has a bulkhead in between. However, there's not going to be a bulkhead connecting this. The next bulkhead will be the front of the fuel tank, which will be extended past where those two stringers go. Trust me, I've already measured that. But to give you a perspective, you saw the fillets here. I tried to do a good a job as possible. You saw what I put down, and this is all we have left. So there's not much left. It's a little bit of a waste, I know, but maybe I could have found a place to use this, but that's about it. So I did like 750 milliliters of resin, however much chop strand to where I thought it looked fine, and then however much Capicil until I got that consistency, and then I did the 1%, which was 7.5 milliliters to the 750 milliliter resin that I put in there, which is exactly what was recommended, and we'll only see how that hardens up. But if you like that consistency, I mean, you saw me mix it all together, and that is how much it took to lay just that right there. So for these, I'll probably do a little bit less because I won't have a bulkhead. However, I will have to figure out how I'm going to balance these because I don't have a bulkhead. I'm not sure. Also, how long did that take me? 45 minutes? 30 minutes? I'm not sure. However, no, let's say 45 minutes. And I'm still able to work with it. So, I don't know. Take with that what you will. And that was about 6 months ago. I got a little bit busy with my work that actually makes me money that I neglected the boat build until recently. But don't worry, we're already past that. And I want to show y'all how the stringers are coming along. So first and foremost, sitting in a non-enclosed barn will weather your wood, so it's not going to be as pretty as y'all remember. However, I was able to successfully get the inner stringers put together. I had a temporary bulkhead in there to hold together those two stringers that I said did not have a bulkhead, so I'll take that out here shortly. And then I made the front part of the stringers where the fish box will be by measuring about every 6 inches or so from the level of the deck down to the curve of the hull, and that's how I was able to get an accurate measurement for the actual curve of these stringers, because otherwise it's really hard to measure. And I didn't record all this for various reasons, the biggest one being it's just all of the same. I'm cutting the stringers, setting the stringers, and peanut buttering in the stringers. And then I did more grinding on the outer stringers. Like I said previously, those were there for structural support to avoid any hull twist. And then I was able to cut the bulkheads and cut the stringers for the outer stringers and lay those down as well. And besides the weathered look, I am very happy with how everything came out. In the next video, I have to do a little bit of prep work, but then y'all will be able to see the fiberglass process. Tabbing in the stringers as well as covering the stringers with chop strand mat, and everything from there on out should be recorded. Other than that, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you subscribe to keep up with the series. We're going to upload one video every single week.